down. This is gonna be weird.
You live right now?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, give me 1 second, bro. I'm gonna turn my cam off. All right.
Yeah, I can just do an intro.
Yeah, I'm turn my camera on.
Yeah. Welcome everyone to the 19th episode of Some Casual Takes, a podcast hosted by me, Stephen Pepper, featuring other sports fans debating interesting topics with the most casual takes. This episode is brought to you by no one. It's gonna be a weird one, bro. With all this, dude, this looks bad. I'm like looking down, but okay. Here with Kat, Ski, Joel, Manzi, and Chris.
Chris is in
a lot of NBA. I mean, there wasn't a lot of NBA last night. I think there was only 4 games, but there were some big games, and we're gonna talk about some other topics too. Shouldn't be a long show because again, there wasn't that many NBA games. Hopefully, this audio and this doesn't look awkward. Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, right, cool.
Yeah, so good.
I bet. I wonder what it's gonna look like when I download this. But we get started with Clippers Warriors was last night. So again, I had to watch most of these highlights because I was out last party, and so I could only catch a little when it was live. I did see a little bit live, but I couldn't watch the whole game live. I put it on the bar ESPN. But then when I did watch the highlights, man, I saw a lot from the Clippers that I did not like. Chris, I'm gonna start with you. Where's this Clippers team at right now? This was not a good loss last night at all. They are 0-4 without Russell Westbrook.
It was embarrassing to watch because obviously this team, when they made trades to get Reggie, to get, of course, Plumlee, Aaron Gordon,
Highland, Plumlee,
from the Nuggets,
Russell
and Plumlee, and those guys.
It's Russell's a buyout. They just added.
But this team is the 7th seed right now, and they're sliding. Even though they got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, they're not a playoff. They're not a playoff team, and they're not a contending team.
You mean finals?
Yeah, and it's been ever since. I don't know. The Clipper curse is real. I'm gonna say that the curse exists, and this team is not built to win a title, and they're not title contenders. Losing to the champions like that, it's got to be embarrassing.
Not just the champions. The non-Steph Curry, non-Andrew Wiggins Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, but for Wiggins, we got to mention that. Wiggins is away for personal reasons, and whatever he's going through, hopefully he can be able to come back because it's a personal family matter, and whatever he's dealing with, we wish nothing but the best.
The Clippers, I think, when the season's over, we're going to look back and see how the Clippers just sabotaged their entire season signing Russell Westbrook. I mean, some of their box scores, it'll look okay. If you just box score watch, you'll see some nights he'll have 17 and 10. He'll have his little stats here and there. But if you actually watch the games, Russell Westbrook is doing damages internally to this team's offense. I mean, did you see how Golden State and Draymond Green were playing Russell Westbrook?
That was one of the most.
They were giving him that Ben Simmons treatment. They were giving him the Ben Simmons treatment on the perimeter.
It's actually disrespectful. I don't know if you guys saw Isaiah Thomas tweet at him, basically saying "Yo, man, you OKC Russ basically would have taken that shot, you know what I mean? It's all about
that top. He over from the top of the key the entire game.
I think the Lakers really killed his confidence, though. To be honest.
It definitely did.
The Lakers probably the worst moves in basketball for him because his confidence was just depleted as soon as he got there.
And it hurts the team because now the Warriors shown the blueprint of how to guard the Clippers. So what they did was they shifted. They pulled Draymond Green down off Russell Westbrook, basically double teaming whoever had the ball.
Yeah, basically
and played extreme cheating help side defense because they weren't worried about Russell Westbrook. And it clogged the lanes, and it made it a lot harder for guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to score. Yeah. Russell Westbrook would not pull up from the top of the key. But I got this stat here, bro. So the Los Angeles Clippers thought they were smart and thought they just had this vision that they were just going to show the Lakers that they could work with Westbrook when
so you think
the Lakers couldn't. Because why would the Clippers, the little brother team, sign Westbrook if they didn't want to prove something to the Lakers that they can make it work? But the fact is they haven't been able to make it work. They're now 0-4 with Russell Westbrook on the court. Terrence Mann was their starting point guard before Russell Westbrook. They had a positive net rating with Terrence Mann. It is a big-time negative with Russell Westbrook. Now their offensive and defensive ratings have dropped with Russell Westbrook on the team. Dropped. And now teams are giving him the Ben Simmons treatment. Got that boy with zero confidence. Won't even take a shot. Teams are overcommitting to the guys who have the ball. Draymond Green's out here playing extreme help side defense, double teaming whoever has the ball because they're not worried about the Clippers. And come playoff time, it's going to get bad, bro.
Yeah. Even I think they were down like probably 19 with like 7 minutes to go, and then they took out all their starters and threw in the bench. Like, that's a white flag if I ever seen any, bro. So I don't know whether it means like there has to be an adjustment period, whether they get used to Westbrook, but obviously on the Lakers, where we thought that all we needed was an adjustment period to get Russ into the groove of things.
And they're starting Russ too. It's not like he's coming off the bench. They're starting Russ.
That's crazy.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. They start Russ at point guard for the Clippers because you look at this Clippers team and you look at their roster and the lineup. Because I got the NBA app right here. I'm gonna try to pull up their depth chart. But when you look at the roster overall, you got guys like Bones Highland, Brandon Boston Jr., Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris Sr., Terrence Mann, Jason Preston from OU, Norman Powell, Ivica Zubac, Plumlee, Covington. I mean, this group overall is not a good group for the Clippers. When you got Jason Preston.
I think they're good. Honestly, I
think they're a good group.
Squad. I think Westbrook is just where he is kind of.
It's ruining their offense.
Yeah, it's ruining their offense because you got Trey Man that's a hustler. Bones, just come on off the bench. Like I just don't think
Eric Gordon
starting the first.
No one's talking about Eric Gordon.
I think Plumlee is the best pickup. Obviously,
Plumlee. I think he had 14 rebounds in the first half.
Yeah.
Backing up, him backing up Zubac is a good idea to add Plumlee there because the Clippers they've not had a good backup center since Trez was there. And then you added Zubac, but still, I don't know if this Clippers team, they're in the 7th seed right now. They're the 7th spot. And there's a lot of games today. Of course, Minnesota, they're behind them. They're 32-32. And if they lose today's game against the Lakers, the Clippers will be the 8th seed by 1 game. I mean, and Minnesota will be behind them.
The Clippers are falling.
And if they don't make the playoffs, this will be the second time that Kawhi Leonard misses the postseason. And Ty Lue's job is on the line if they don't make the postseason because there's reports stating that Ty Lue is on the hot seat with the Clippers if they miss the postseason.
You should be.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like I said, it's obvious that the Clippers tried to show their big brother Lakers that, hey, we can make Russell Westbrook work. We're going to push farther in the playoffs because of Russ, and you couldn't. But it's biting them now. The Lakers are, like 3-1 without Russ? And then the Clippers are 0-4 with Russ.
People give them that argument every week about the Clippers.
Trey Mann was their starting point guard before Russ, and their offensive rating is now down. The net rating is down. It's all negatives now with Russell Westbrook. Record down, net rating down. It's negative.
People give them the argument of the Clippers. Every week it's always the Clippers and Laker argument where they're saying, the Clippers are better than the Lakers. No, they're not. But the thing is, it's about championships. And I always bring it up by saying, who blew a 3-1 lead? Clippers, that's 1. Who has an NBA championship? Lakers, that's 2. Who has been to an NBA final? Lakers, that's another point for me. And we have a winner because he gets a whiteboard out and starts doing tally marks. And we have a winner. He's the winner. I'm like, yeah, sit down.
Dude, I like to think that, like, this next contract for Russell Westbrook is going to be bad, bro.
No,
it's
100%. 100%.
Dude, if you're not shooting, dude, at least put up that top of the key 3. Draymond Green's all the way in the paint, and you ain't going to put up that 3? Dude.
Man.
Somebody's going to pay him.
I feel bad for him. I actually do.
I feel bad for him, too.
Somebody is going to
pay. Russ has been thrown around the league so much from OKC to Houston, then get traded to Washington. a DM because apparently with the Wizards, he said John Wall DM'd him and said, you're going to Washington. And then goes to the Lakers in that deal. But we don't know.
Do you think Tyronn, if they do miss the playoffs, like let's say they lose in a play-in game, do you think Tyronn Lue does get fired, Chris?
Yeah, I think that is a possibility. The Clippers have fired so many coaches over the years, and that is a possibility. There's a big possibility that Ty Lue is on the hot seat because the Clippers have fired the one coach who was there a year ago, not Doc Rivers, Vinny Del Negro. He got fired after they lost to Memphis. Doc Rivers got fired after they blew another 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets, and they blew a lead to the Houston Rockets when they had James Harden. And then last season, Kawhi did not play, PG did not play, and they lost in the play-in tournament twice, 2 playing games. And then this year, it's been Kawhi's been out for a lot of games, Paul George's been out for a lot of games, and other Clippers have been out due to injuries.
But now they're back.
And now they're back, but they're inconsistent. So there is a possibility that Ty Lue will be on the hot seat once the season ends. And we don't know who's going to be the next coach because that Clippers team, they have a whole bunch of members that are former Cavalier coaches. Like I've always looked at the rosters, like there's somebody from the Cavs on the bench. Like who's that? Like Larry Drew, Dante Jones is on that staff. Brian Shaw, who's a former Laker, is on the coaching staff too. So there's a possibility that either one of those guys might take the Clipper job if Ty is gone.
Shout out to
Their
Jordan
championship
Poole.
window's closing down.
34 points for Jordan Poole. Shout out to that light-skinned boy.
Yeah.
Bro, we were talking about it like last week, how like the Warriors like don't have enough time to become contenders. Bro, this take's looking worse and worse by the day. The Warriors are on a winning streak. Jordan Poole's dropping 30. Klay Thompson, he low-key might be back.
Jonathan Kuminga.
Kuminga is looking good. Kuminga's looking good.
Shooting like 3, 4, 5 threes a game.
Yes. The Warriors started off cold, actually, in that game. It was like really ugly. But then once they got fired in the third quarter, they had 42 points in the third quarter.
Yeah, they're the third quarter team. They turn it up every second half.
It's like a boxing match, kind of. First half of the like they always say that in the championship movie. I watched the old Golden State Warriors documentary a week ago, and Draymond talked about it's like a boxing match. When we're down, we're losing. Second half, we basically come out there and we win the end of the game.
I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they go on a run. Team calls timeout.
No matter what game it is. Like
down
third
10 is when they start.
Yeah,
Third,
that's when they start playing. They put teams away.
100%. The second half team. That's so much need to do, bro. I hate how can't finish. But looking good though. OKC was a good win.
I'm trying not to talk about the Lakers. We'll talk about it at the end.
Dude, because
so much.
We gotta get into that Laker talk because they got a big one on Sunday, and this game will determine what will happen. They play the Warriors. They play the Timberwolves today, and then they play Golden State on Sunday. So that's their schedule.
Where's AD?
He might play tonight. We're not sure. He was out with an injury.
LeBron's out. Schroeder day-to-day. Anthony Davis day-to-day. Memphis Timberwolves right now are the point favorite on the road. It's considered probable for Friday's contest, Anthony Davis.
I gotta look at the injury report because I got the NBA injury reports, as you already know, for Minnesota. Let me go look at the T-Wolves of who's not playing in today's game. You already know who's not playing for Minnesota. Jaden Noel is not playing, and Karl Anthony Towns, as you already know, is not playing either. He has not played a game since November, so I don't think that Karl Anthony Towns will return this season. He's out for the rest of the year with that calf injury.
Yeah. I'm just looking at our schedule. The Thunder win was actually really good, man. I mean,
that was definitely
with no AD.
No, I mean they didn't have Shea, right?
Yeah, they didn't have
no SGA. SGA was out.
No AD, no LeBron. People say, it's the Thunder without Shea. Listen, the Lakers needed to beat these teams that are fighting for their play-in spot. They don't play Portland anymore. but they still have the Timberwolves. They still have the Pelicans to play.
The Rockets are going to be an easy win.
They still have the Thunder again, and then they have the Timberwolves again. So that's 4 games against teams that could be competing for a play-in spot that they need to beat. I don't care if they lose to Memphis. Like, we can get lost in the standings because of that. Who cares? I don't care if they lose to, like, Dallas. Who cares? Phoenix, they're locked in for a non-play-in spot. But play-in playoff teams, like the 7 through 10, 11 seeds, we need to beat those teams. We need to beat those teams. So the Thunder was a good win overall. But let's see how they do it tonight, though, because they got – I'm guessing the AD injury is – they expect him to be out. That's why Vegas probably has Minnesota as the -1 favorite on the road. But that Warriors game will be on Sunday, 3:30, national TV. I'm going to be excited for that one. Then we go – so we have a nice little home stretch for a long time. Lakers go from March 3rd to the 12th. So they basically have like over a week at home. So they better lock these down. They go Timberwolves, Warriors, Grizzlies, Raptors, Knicks. Okay. And they go on the road for a while. We'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Lakers. Yeah, I think.
But I want to ask you guys this question, though.
They gotta beat these teams that are gonna be in the play-ins, or because the rest, I think, it really doesn't matter. I mean, they have to win games though in order to stay in the standings. But they're gonna have to show something.
But I want to ask you guys this question real quick, Ski. Let me ask you this question to the panel. Let's play a little game. Because I was having this conversation on TikTok Live last night if LeBron James is a top 10 player in basketball. Do you guys still think he's a top 10 player in basketball?
Yeah.
Right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the league? Yeah.
Why is that even a question anymore, bro?
He is.
Like, why?
No, let's really think about it.
Steven, when he was healthy,
the league is kind of The league is kind of deep with talent.
All right, then let's play a game. Let's do a would you rather. Let's do a would you rather. Okay, let's name the top 10 players in basketball first.
Top 10 is kind of hard.
So there's some locks for the top 10. There's the Jason Tatum, Jokic, Embiid. You gotta help me fill this out.
Giannis.
Luka.
Go put Ja up there.
No, that's questionable. So that's 5 locks. Oh, Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant's better than LeBron James.
I don't care.
Kevin Durant's better than LeBron as we speak.
He hasn't played that much. All right.
Oh, LeBron. So, but when he was, Kevin Durant was higher on the MVP.
Fair.
So that's 6 guys who I think are guaranteed locks over LeBron.
Okay,
So let's play a game now.
Okay, hold on. This is different.
Steph Curry or LeBron? Steph Curry or LeBron?
This is different.
Are you
asking who's the better player than LeBron right now in the league? Who has a better season? Because if we're saying season, John Morant might be having a better season than LeBron. Let's be real, bro.
Who's a better player? Like who?
Okay, better
Steph
player.
Curry, LeBron, right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I can respectfully say, I think it's a 1A, 1B conversation, but I could say Curry.
Okay, what about the guy with the most efficient? What about the guy who's been averaging 40 on 50% shooting for the last month? Damian Lillard.
Yeah, I gotta go Dame.
Dame's better than LeBron today.
Yeah, he's better than LeBron.
Shea.
He's better than LeBron.
Is Gilgeous-Alexander? Is he better than LeBron today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not giving him no. If you're saying Ja isn't, then
Shea is right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No,
because he's carrying that OKC young squad. And
I mean that team is nice as well, Joe. We gotta remember that.
The team is not. It's a bunch of young players.
Yeah, Oklahoma City. Yeah, the OKC Thunder. They're a good team, but they're playing without you know who. Their top pick in the draft this year. Let's not forget that they're playing for a playing spot. But the Thunder. I keep on hearing OKC is good. Well, a little bit of some news from the Thunder. I got the little report thing from the Thunder.
Kawhi Leonard better than LeBron right now?
Kendrick Williams. Hey, hang on. Williams is done for the season for the Thunder.
Is Donovan Mitchell better than LeBron right now?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He was looking like it at some point, but he's not.
No, he fell off completely.
He fell off. Life fell off. He's averaging like.
What is he? I watched the
past couple of games.
Cleveland's not playing well. The Cavaliers right now are not playing good basketball.
Then I retract my statement. My bad.
He had 44 against Boston, but here's the thing. Even though we're not talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, they are not playing good basketball at this stretch of the year. They honestly are not playing good basketball. They're not playing team ball. And recently, they lose to Boston. They were the top team in the Eastern Conference, but now they're not number 2 or number 3 anymore. They're the 4th seed. And looking at the roster, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way: they got rid of Kevin Love for nothing.
Yeah,
they don't have any depth now. They lost all the power forwards, and we were talking about that, Steven, in that one pod about JB and the rotation. They need to sign a veteran. They need to add someone who's a free agent who can help them, because right now, if the playoffs started today, they would have been going home early in a 4-game sweep in the first round. They need to do something and fast.
Let me ask you this. Who's a better player? Healthy Anthony Davis or LeBron James?
No question.
Healthy Anthony Davis.
Oh, healthy AD.
No question.
So we just kind of named like
AD.
10 guys who could be better than LeBron James. I think it's interesting to think. I'm not saying whether LeBron's top 10 or not. I just think it's interesting to think, man, LeBron James at this point in his career is hanging on to the top 10 spot. It shows you how talented the game is, or it shows maybe LeBron's losing a step.
Not
But
losing a step.
I think it's more to
This
say
shows
about
longevity. If anything, it shows longevity. He's able to stay at the top for this long. He's amongst, like, his name is amongst the top players in the league.
I know, but I'm seeing lists where people are putting LeBron at top 5. So I just want to message to LeBron fans that we're in this point now.
He's not making top 5. That's insane.
I see him at
see
the
lists
7,
where people
10,
got like
7,
LeBron
10
like
range.
5. I just want people to understand, to LeBron fans, a message. We're at this point now where LeBron James is hanging on to a top 10 player in basketball spot.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say, too, this is all based on injury, honestly. Before his first injury, he was putting up 40, almost 40 a game.
Before
winning, too.
Before his
it's also like what LeBron am I going to get? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So, like
what LeBron am I going to get?
I definitely
am I going to get that inefficient LeBron for those first few games, or am I going to get like the LeBron who turns me up and give me 40?
I think honestly LeBron picks and chooses when he wants to, turn it on, turn it off, and I love it.
At this stage, it's harder to like
Giannis,
also
Jokic,
just channel that.
Luka, Tatum, KD.
I mean, it shows though. That's why it shows sometimes.
I think Steph's better right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Steph is.
Steph, Dame, Shy. So I think he can be 10.
I don't say shy.
I'm not saying shy, bro. I'm not saying shy.
No,
I'm saying
key. Bro, I'm
not saying shy.
What Shy's doing reminds me of like a young. I'm not gonna say young Bron.
No, don't ever say that, bro. Listen, bro. Shy is wicked. Shy is turning with OK City. But like, think about this.
Gonna be. He should be all NBA second team
for sure.
LeBron's probably going to be
better than LeBron. Right
actually, Steven, I have a question.
No. Second team is crazy. You have Luka Kyrie, Ja.
Oh, he might be third, bro.
Dame.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's gonna make it.
He should. He might not even.
They have him listed as a 2 guard, right? Or point guard.
It's just guards.
I think it's just guards. Right?
Yeah, it's just guards.
Yeah,
wait, so
find a way in there.
He could actually.
Bro. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is averaging 31, 5, and 6 on 51% shooting. I think he's better than LeBron James today.
I can't say that. Bron is doing that with another star next to him.
Yeah, I totally agree. LeBron's doing it with another star on the team. What do you think about that statement I said about the Cavs? I got to ask you that opinion about what he said about Mitchell. Do you think they need help? Do you think Donovan does need help? Or do you think the Cavs are good with the roster overall?
They should be able to work with the roster.
Mobley, Allen, and Garland. I think the problem with the Cavs really is just their bench unit. I've been saying it for a while. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I just don't like that bench at all. Yeah. There's really no one who's – I don't know what's going on with LeVert. Now LeVert's putting up like 2 shots a game. I don't really know what LeVert's adding at this point. I mean, he's trying to do a little bit of a play make. I saw his assist numbers weren't like that bad the other night.
Should they add someone from free agency? That's the question.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so LeVert was 5 for 11, barely had 10 points. The rotation's very small too. They only went like 9. Dean Wade, Shetty Osman only played 5 minutes. Rubio, I don't know what's going on with Rubio. He's shooting 31% this season. They're getting nothing from Ricky Rubio.
Yeah,
he
that's
does.
that's a good piece to have on
Like,
the
what
bench.
can Cavs fans? I made like 2 videos on the Cavs bench, and all I get in my comments. Speaking of Cavs, I get Cavs fans all the time in my comments saying like, "Yo, you're sleeping on us. You're casual. You have no idea who Rubio is." Cavs like to hype up Ricky Rubio like this is 2017 or something.
Exactly.
They try to hype up Dean Wade like he's like the most coveted bench player in the world. The way Cavs fans talk about Dean Wade is so crazy to me. I don't know if you ever had like a conversation with a Cavs fan about Dean Wade, but they just hype him up. He gives them nothing.
And they think that he's related. They think, Dean Wade, is he? No, he's not related to Dwayne Wade. I keep telling everybody that. And it's like, it's D Wade, but it's not Dwayne Wade. It's Dean, D-A-N Wade.
Yeah. Jared Allen can't get his own shot. It's like the problem with him. It's if he's not getting a putback dunk or a lob, he can't really create his own shot.
Evan Mobley, Evan Mobley.
Hey guys, I really like the Cavs. I'm going to be honest. I think they need
the Cavs are a dark horse Eastern Conference Finals team. I think they're ceiling second round, but because I just think Boston or Milwaukee's better. I think Philly's better. That Philly Cavs.
And there's an inconsistency that comes with Donovan Mitchell too.
I mean, that bench.
Crazy inconsistency. I'm not gonna.
He's a great playoff performer though, Donovan Mitchell.
Exactly.
But that bench.
In the playoffs, he does his thing. And
it's just that bench.
How's Garland played this season? I haven't seen.
Good. He's like 22-7. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Whenever Donovan's not showing out, I see Garland always turn it up.
Picks up the slack.
Yeah, and he's like shooting 42% from three.
Yeah.
42.
Yeah, it's clip, bro.
Sheesh.
That bench needs to be. They just added a G Leaguer. For some reason, they signed a G Leaguer to a 10-day contract instead of signing a veteran who's sitting on their couch right now, working out, putting shots up in the gym every day, wanting to get in chance. Yeah. And people's like, Melo's come to Cleveland. No, I don't think that's a good idea. The Cavs should sign Carmelo Anthony. I mean, there's a lot of veterans who could help the team and help them get in the postseason because ever since you-know-who decided to go leaving free agency, it's been a rebuild in Cleveland for the Cavs fans because one fan's like, we're going to win a championship. Not going to happen again, buddy. Not in a few years. Just be patient.
Who's the vet at Miami? Is it Jones?
Yeah. No, Kevin Love's in Miami now.
Oh, Kevin Love. But who else is in Miami? The big
Zeller.
He's a big three.
Oh, Udonis Haslam.
Yeah.
Wow.
Haslam.
Who'd you say?
Haslam.
On the Heat, yeah. On Haslam. Yeah. I feel like
he's the only guy left.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. It's crazy, bro. So Kevin Love is at the Heat.
He left. So now the Cavaliers are completely rebuilt. Everybody's gone from the championship roster. The era's over. LeBron's gone. Kyrie's gone. Tristan's gone. K-Love is gone. I mean, everybody. There's not a single person left from that team. So,
Ski.
Yeah.
We ain't dodging this segment, bro. What happened with Philly
I don't want to
last
talk
night,
about it, bro.
What happened with Philly last night,
I
Ski?
don't want to talk about
Let's hear your analysis, bro.
All right. You want me to be real?
240 balls in your head.
All right, 240 balls. That's right. Here's the thing.
They only won by 7. I don't like the Mavs either.
They're the third seed. Philly's number 3. You guys are in a good spot. I mean, you're 40-22.
We're good.
Let's hear it, Ski.
We're good. Here's the thing, okay? I'm going to be honest. I don't like Doc, bro. I don't like Doc, okay?
Oh, now you're telling me.
No. I've been saying this. I've literally told everyone when Harden first went there, I said the reason why this team is going to fall is because of this man, okay?
Oh, Rivers, Doc Rivers is the reason? You're going to blame Doc?
I'm not blaming Doc. I just don't like Doc. I'm not saying it's Doc's fault. I just don't like Doc, okay? Second of all, what's it called? So Doc basically said, all right, someone said it's a scoring league. That's how you win games, okay? It's a scoring league. That's how you're going to win games. Basically, bro, they just scored, bro. There's nothing you can do about it. You have Kyrie and Luka, 2 of the best scorers in the league, and they're gonna fire the league up, bro. It doesn't matter. I will say we could have done better defensively. Like no one should score 40. I ain't gonna lie. 2 people shouldn't score 40 alone. No one should score 40 on you. 2 people alone. That just means defensively something broke down. So, I mean, it was a bad loss. I'm not too scared because I mean we're in the East. We're good. But
bro,
yeah.
Y'all good in the East?
Maxey, Harden, and Embiid combined for 91 points in loss.
You said what?
Bro, but I think Philly's fine. I think
Philly's
Philly's
okay.
I
fine.
think they're fine too.
Philly's okay.
I think we just saw like
just a bad loss.
I just think we saw like the highest potential of Dallas last night.
Exactly. That's really what it was. And then that's really what it was.
Dallas is gonna need that so many times in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So let's see if Dallas can like redo that. But Philly's fine. I mean,
They were
Harden
shooting
was
amazing.
27,
All of Dallas,
Maxey's 29.
wasn't it like 50? They were
Even.
shooting 50% or something like that.
What?
Dallas, like the team was shooting like amazing in a three.
Yeah, 50%.
That's why I don't like Dallas as a like a playoff team, bro. Like you can't rely on them
Inconsistent.
to score 40 every single night.
Yeah, they're gonna rely on their
those type of wins.
best players scoring 30 plus every
It's gonna
night.
get bad, bro.
You
See
had
what
3
happens.
players 25 plus, and one of them being Embiid with 35. Defensively, you're not there, bro. You can't hold anybody. I'm not gonna lie, Maxey is great, right?
Maxey's
But
tough.
if you allow him to
Maxey
go for
cooked.
25 plus, it's
It's a red
ugly.
flag, bro.
Yeah.
No, he can ball. No,
He can ball, but I'm saying like
I hear you. No,
you feel me?
defensively, I'm telling you, defensively, they're Mavs. I don't think
They're cooked.
it's the only way they're gonna be able to stay with teams is if they score the mess out of the rock, and even then, it's gonna be hard to.
40 balls from both their players.
Crazy.
That's how they're gonna win playoff games, bro. But how many times can you get 40 balls from the two best players? In the
that
same
sure
game?
reminds me of that Kyrie Braun look, man.
Yeah, the game 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how many
A
times?
legendary game 5, the one where they came into Golden State and laid the 40 ball on them, and then basically there was no celebration for the Warriors that year. That's a memeable year. The year when they came back from 3-1, and I kept on telling people that are Warrior fans all year long, like 3-1. I told them 3-1, and they kept saying, "Shut up, 3-1." And I still laugh at them saying 3-1.
And both of them guys played 40 plus minutes.
So they were
Without
playing.
Draymond Green.
Honestly, if this is playoffs, I don't think they could do that.
Yeah, like
I don't
Kyrie
think they could do
and
that.
Luka playing 40 plus minutes.
Yeah.
Kyrie was like 42.
With NBA Finals with that type of minutes on their legs.
Yeah, literally.
So
I mean,
So did we see the best of Dallas last night?
Yeah,
You definitely did.
you definitely did.
As a team, I would not say so. As a team, I would not say so. I think just as like just the duo itself, I don't think Reggie Bullock had a decent game, but overall, I think we're just gonna have to start looking at this team as just that main duo, showing out every night. Hopefully, they have the capability to go up, put up 30 each every game in order to win. But that's definitely the best of Dallas. But hey,
Kyrie, Luka cooked, bro. Bro, bro, how do you not think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander better than LeBron James, bro?
I'm not gonna lie, like I
don't
agree with
think
that.
so,
I'm a
man.
LeBron.
I don't think so.
I'm a
I
pure
really don't.
beat writer.
I want to look at LeBron's
Have
stats.
to agree.
Look at LeBron's stats.
like we're forgetting Bron is averaging 32.
I'm saying as
gap
of
isn't
late,
there.
and I know it's barring injury, like he'd still be putting up these 30 balls, but he hasn't been playing the same, and we can't deny that.
Like, but the same just
explosiveness-
means in comparison to a top 5 player in the NBA.
Bro, I'm talking
Like-
about. You remember that?
He means
stretch
the
he
way
had
he's
where he
getting.
looked like he was.
Bro, I'm
damn
gonna
near-
be here's
he was
the thing.
top 5 again.
But that's like
you
a
have to
10 game
understand, though,
stretch.
he's still
Spawn is at an age now where you're gonna get like the highs and lows of it. You're not gonna get like that consistent where he's dropping
I hear that.
27 every game, 8 and 8, and he's doing.
He's
everything.
doing that. He's doing that still.
No,
he's
he's
doing
not.
that
Cap,
still.
he's not because there'll be a game where you don't really see his presence defensively, and he's
Defensively, I
scoring
can say that, but Shai is not. If you talk about defensively, Shai, it's not there. He doesn't have a defensive game. But when it comes to Bron,
But
he still
LeBron's
gives you
better.
that 27, 8 and 8 type
Exactly.
feel.
He's really.
But it's I think you're just basing it off this 10 game stretch, like around that, just that recent stretch
It is
where
a
he
little bit
hasn't
of
been playing
recency
like
bias.
himself.
It's a little bit of recency bias.
Yeah.
LeBron, I think, is better than.
I'm
Shaq.
just thinking of the whole season as a whole.
Exactly.
I'm taking shots.
They're neck and neck in my opinion. That's a neck and
Or
neck.
better sometimes. I don't know, bro. I really got LeBron over Shaq, bro.
Yeah.
I don't. So wow, LeBron. I mean, James Harden isn't top 10 in the top 15.
No.
Top 15.
Who do low
There's a
key?
lot of niggas.
15?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, Capo,
okay.
name 15 guys,
edgy.
bro.
Huh?
Name 15 guys better than James Harden today.
Exactly. It's hard.
Luka, Embiid, Dame, Giannis, Shea, Tatum, Braun. I'm saying Donovan Mitchell.
All right, that's
Okay,
fine.
yeah.
I agree with that.
Ja, Trey.
Heck yeah, I agree.
Trey Young.
Harden is inconsistent.
Trey is better than that man, bro. I'm telling you right now.
No, the Hawks are looking good.
Trey.
Hey, Atlanta's going to be a good team because now that they got Quinn Snyder, they're going to be an impressive team to watch now because McMillan was a terrible coach for Atlanta.
Yeah, he is.
We're going to talk about that. I mean, the Atlanta Hawks. I got to ask you that question. What do you think about the Hawks?
No, the
Paul
Hawks.
George or James Harden?
Garbage.
Paul George.
Wait, right now? Right now.
Yeah, I'd say right now.
I don't know about right now.
Or I take Paul George out and put Kawhi in.
I think Harden's better.
Thank you. I think
Harden is better than
honestly,
Kawhi.
No, not better than Kawhi, better than Paul George.
Yeah, that's
Paul
what
George.
I mean. I have to switch him.
Kawhi's falling off.
Kyrie. I'm taking Kyrie before.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
That should be 15 right there.
That's not 15. That's like 13. So he's 14.
De'Aaron Fox.
I'm taking Tyrese Halliburton over him too.
Oh, Halliburton. That's where he gets it.
That's what.
So really, Harden is the top 15 in the league. This is sad, man.
The Pacers aren't even that good now. They're now the 12th seed.
Dang. Hold on. Let me see Harden's stats, bro.
But he's right there. Like I can name 15 guys. That's 15 for sure. But like even Jaylen Brown, I take Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we're tweaking. Jaylen Brown should have.
Yeah. So that's
Jaylen
15.
Brown
That's
definitely
15.
over him.
Yeah. Maybe Julius Randle. Maybe.
I don't want to say Drew Holiday, but Holiday.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the thing, right?
Because
I don't know if you
defensively,
guys
he's
seen.
present.
I went on Twitter. I went on Twitter. I saw that ESPN posted saying that it was very possible for Harden to go back to Houston, right?
Oh no,
Bro, I keep
no.
seeing those. I keep seeing those everywhere.
Look,
strongly
I
considering.
know. Look,
Never.
So I basically
No.
retweeted.
Never gonna happen. I don't think the Rockets should ever go back for James Harden.
They shouldn't. But look, I retweeted it saying this is a cooked move. You're finished if you ever do this, Harden. Right? You're finished.
Because this Rockets team.
The more I think about it, it's still cooked, bro. Even if he goes there, you're gonna be around a whole bunch of young players. Okay, you think like
And
right
you
now,
can't
looking
carry
at Harden's
anymore.
stats ever since he left Houston, he's basically like his points have just declined. And the reason being is because
He took a
doesn't want
scoring
to.
backseat. Joel Embiid.
Exactly, he took the scoring backseat, right? He took it. He took the scoring backseat. So I'm thinking like, all right, maybe if he goes to Houston, like to put the respect on his name that he deserves.
But bro, why would you go back to Houston? Philly's
not
a
gonna work.
championship contending team. I don't understand
Not
why
gonna
you would
work
ever go
either
to
way.
Houston. I don't know where these Houston. Who's reporting on these? Because I see them everywhere.
They look valid though. Whoever's reporting.
It's that guy.
It's ESPN.
It's that guy from the Rockets. I know who it is. It's that guy from the Rockets who always comes out with the stories. I know who the person is, and I've heard it. I know who the reporter is, but he's not really the brightest guy in America because apparently this Rockets team is 13-49, and they have the worst record. And you look at this, and you look at the roster. They got Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., Kenyon Martin, and then you have the coach and then you got Boban there. For some reason, you got Frank Kaminsky and Boban. The head coach has got to go. I mean, after this year, Steven Silas has got to go.
No, you don't fire anybody. They're tanking, bro. They're there for
no. Once the season's over, let Silas go. Just fire him because it's been 2 years. They've not made the playoffs. They have John Lucas, of course, and they got Lionel Hollins, the former Laker coach.
To make the playoffs for sure. They won't.
It's such a young nucleus. I don't expect them to do anything for some time.
They don't.
In my opinion,
should they fire the coach?
Yes.
No.
He's not good.
You don't fire a tanking coach.
But
they need a new face.
I'm looking at Harden's stats. This is bad, bro. This is not bad at all. It's just games where he just doesn't score. Maybe he scores 20 or something. Then I'm seeing games 30, 27. So
he won't score 50 on Philly, bro.
I know impossible.
Because the offense isn't built around James Harden.
He's not doing that.
Let me ask you guys this question. I've been debating this for a little bit. All-time question, not current NBA. Who's higher all-time, Dirk Nowitzki or Giannis Antetokounmpo?
That's a big one. I gotta go with.
Question.
I'm gonna be
I'm
right.
taking Dirk. I'm taking Dirk.
Taking Dirk.
Steven?
I'm going Giannis, bro.
I'm gonna go with Giannis.
I'm going Giannis.
Yeah. I gotta go. I'm not gonna. I can't pick between
this is
both
the Mahomes,
because
Aaron Rodgers type of debate, in my opinion. Like I think Giannis has done more in this little stretch of time than Dirk
And
has done
Dirk has
in
been his whole
long.
career.
Yes.
Cool.
Listen, bro.
Yes.
Okay.
When it comes to ranking
this.
ranking players all time, if a player accomplished more in less time, I don't want to hear about longevity. He has your trophy case plus more in short time. I don't want to hear about longevity.
not.
So
Dirk
Giannis,
is not going to be. I'm going Giannis because Dirk is not.
Giannis to me is above Dirk Nowitzki because, like, let's analyze what Dirk has. Dirk has a championship and a Finals MVP. So does Giannis. Dirk has an MVP. Giannis got 2. Does Dirk have a DPOY in all defensive teams? No. Dirk is a 14-time All-Star, but that's like longevity things. Let's talk about like all NBA first teams. Giannis already has the same all NBA first teams as Dirk Nowitzki. Already has the same. I just think he's just
as far as like it's situational. This is what it is. I think it's situational, right? When I think about Dirk's first ring and who he was going up against at the time.
Oh yeah. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget. You're forgetting about the other teams that Dirk had to play to get his first ring. They played Portland, who had Aldridge and Roy, and then you go to the second round, and they're playing the heavily champion Lakers, and everyone's sleeping on that series because I keep on elaborating that every single time, saying you're playing the NBA champions, the best player in the league, Kobe, and the best coach of the league, Phil Jackson. That series was a sweep, but in game 1, it was back and forth. Kobe missed the game winner. Game 2, it was the Dirk Nowitzki show. Dirk was posting up on Pau Gasol, and Pau couldn't even stop him. In game 3, it was neck and neck. It was Kobe's putting shots up, Nowitzki's putting shots up. But then the Dallas Maverick bench, you have Peja Stojakovic step in. Peja hit 2 clutch threes. LA tried to make a comeback. They fumbled the ball. Mavericks are up 3-0. Kobe said at the press conference, I think I'm going to be sick in the head. We're down 3-0, and I think we're going to come back to win the series. On game 4, that was the sweep. The series is over. And then you saw, of course, Nowitzki. He's out there shooting threes. No, I'm not talking about Dirk. I'm talking about the team overall. Jason Terry, he's shooting threes. Stojakovic, he's knocking down 3-pointers. And it was a 3-ball fest. The Lakers couldn't even do anything on defense. I mean, let alone the only way they could stop a player was Andrew Bynum laying out J.J. Barea. That's the only way they could stop him. And then, of course, they play the Thunder.
Definitely, I'm seeing this as like I definitely think Dirk currently is ahead over Giannis, but it's like they're not. Giannis is never that far off of him.
I just think he's higher all time again. Because like I said,
but I'm giving him the benefit of like seeing his situation, knowing he had to face the big 3 Miami Heat, which was not a game.
And he had the flu. Let's not forget he had the flu as well.
Yeah, who he faced against like that was a great all-time performance from Dirk throughout that time.
He wasn't all-time in 06, but okay. Listen,
no, they lost, and it's a rematch.
I don't think a lot of people understand that Dirk Nowitzki was like a playoff joker before 06.
And bro, I want you to understand.
And Tyson Chandler helped him too.
Yeah, think about Dirk and what he's done shooting-wise just for the game alone. I think all of those things, not how he impacted the game. How he evolutionized shooting in general. I'm putting that like, obviously accolades are one thing, but like overall, like what you like the stain you left in the game.
I still think Dirk's like a top 20 range player, but I'm
Hall of Famer.
But obviously, I'm just gonna restate it. I think Giannis Antetokounmpo is higher all time than Dirk Nowitzki because when I rank players, if you accomplished more than somebody in less time, I don't care about longevity. It shouldn't be like let's go through the things. Biggest Dirk Nowitzki accomplishments: MVP, championship, All NBA first teams.
And he's got a statue
Giannis
in
has
Dallas
the
too.
championship. He has 2 MVPs, and he has the same amount of All NBA first teams in less time, while also adding another MVP and also adding a Defensive Player of the Year in multiple All Defensive teams, something that Dirk Nowitzki could never do. So I have your biggest accomplishments plus more in less time. I think Giannis is higher than Dirk Nowitzki. And man, dude, Giannis can finish top 10, bro. Like seriously,
I think so
Yeah,
too.
Giannis
I think
compete
so
for
too.
it's gonna take a lot though. He'll need like at least 2 to 3 rings.
Yeah.
Where do you think Giannis is right now? Like, give me a number. Not 15.
Anywhere from 15 to 20.
Yeah,
Anywhere
I
from
kind of
15
agree with
to
that.
20.
15 to 20 for Giannis. So
Anywhere
you're gonna tell me
I'm
that
not
Dirk?
like firm on like what number. I'm not firm on numbers. So like just like that's like a tier.
Yeah, just a
So
range.
between Nowitzki and Giannis, you're saying that for Giannis's kind of arc of getting to be a champion, he had to go up against the Brooklyn Nets, of course.
Dirk ring was harder, but I'm just saying it's more than just the
Yeah, it
championship.
was.
See, when people rank Dirk Nowitzki, all they
And
talk
he injured
about
his finger too. Well, let's not forget he had the flu and he had a finger injury as well. I forgot
but
about
let's
when
not
he
act like
injured his
Giannis
finger.
didn't like hyperextend his knee in the Eastern
Oh
Conference
yeah,
Finals.
his knee looked that was so bad. Like when he injured his knee, I thought he tore it. But
I think the issue because I go on TikTok live and debate. I try to debate Dirk Giannis, and no Dirk Nowitzki fans would have come up. When we rank Dirk Nowitzki, literally all we look at is 2011. All we want to look at is 2011.
he was sick too. He had a 106 flu. I mean, he had 106 fever.
When it's time to rank Dirk, 2011. We never talk about 06. We never talk about the fact that Dirk Nowitzki probably went out in the most embarrassing fashion as an MVP, losing the first round as the number 1 seed, the 8th seed.
To the We Believe Warriors.
Let me look up those stats, by the way. What was that?
I mean, that team was... Yeah, that team was special. I mean, because they had Matt Barnes. Like, what's the team called? The We Believe Warriors with Matt Barnes and Baron Davis. They beat them. And then Dallas, they did not go to the finals again until they added Tyson Chandler, Peja Stojakovic. JJ Barea was on fire in that one series.
Dirk Nowitzki shot horribly. Okay, so like here, let me put the 06 final stats. So I have all my stats. I know I'm going to sound like a stat guy, but I got to make sure like I'm not reading off the wrong stats.
And no, Caron Butler. I forgot about that. He broke his leg or something. Caron Butler did. The Mavericks defender in the wing.
I want you to understand the type of flag.
I know. Real quick.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I don't understand this. When it comes to ranking Dirk Nowitzki all time, everyone keeps trying to. All they do is talk 2011. It's 2011. This hardest road to championship. This hardest road. This. Yes, 2011 was a crazy accomplishment.
And they played the Miami Heat too.
Yeah,
he won. He won in Miami.
I know. 2011 was one of the greatest accomplishments ever for a championship. I understand that. But when we rank players, we got to look at the totality of their career. And when it comes to Dirk Nowitzki, big-time playoff moments outside of 2011, how many does he have? I mean, let's look at the totality of his career real quick. Because if all you do is 2011, let's talk about the fact that this man only has 4 All-NBA first teams. When it comes to 2011, let's look at the 06 finals. No one wants to talk 06 finals when it comes to Dwayne Wade. Remember, he played Miami in 06 before he played Miami in 2011. Dirk Nowitzki averaged the same amount of points as Jason Terry in 06. One of the biggest reasons why they lost is because Dirk Nowitzki wasn't out here dropping 30 every game. Dirk Nowitzki, a guy who was a 50-40-90 club type player, shot sub 40 from the field, shot 25% from 3. That's bad. And then we go to then the next year, when they're trying to run it back, the defending Western Conference champions, they're the number 1 seed, one of the best record in the NBA. Dirk Nowitzki's the MVP. They're trying to run it back. What does Dirk Nowitzki do? I'll tell you. He's the second leading. He averages at 19.7 points per game, shoots 38% from the field, 21%. from 3 and loses in 6 games to the Golden State Warriors.
That's bad. That's bad.
That was a terrible series.
Thinker.
I'm just saying, everyone yells at me because I don't have Dirk Nowitzki, because I have Giannis above Dirk. I start doing a lot of Dirk Nowitzki arguments, but all people want to do is talk 2011 when it comes to arguing Dirk, but they never look at the totality of his career. No one wants to talk about how Dirk Nowitzki didn't get past the first round after 2011. They don't want to talk about it. So it's just like
Dallas had that. The Mavericks overall, they've had a good team over the years, and they had before they had Rick Carlisle come in. That's what you're forgetting about. They had Avery Johnson as their coach, and then when Rick came along,
Avery wasn't bad.
They transformed They transformed dramatically. I mean, you had Tyson Chandler, Caron Butler, Deshaun Stevenson, Sean Marion. Peja was another. Yeah, Peja was another one of those guys, because kids are always forgetting about that whole Stojakovic thing. Like I'm saying, he's a good shooter. In Sacramento, he was draining threes. When he came to the Mavericks, they were unstoppable in that series, because in Game 4, him and Jason Terry were honestly the 2 leading scorers on that team.
Yeah, Jason Terry is nice, bro.
Yeah, and Jake Kidd was at the tier of his career, but he was a great ball handler in that series. And I keep on talking about the Nowitzki argument, saying he had the flu and he had a finger injury. And the one thing that happened was, in that Miami series, LeBron and D Wade were mocking Dirk and making like they were mocking him when he was coughing and saying things. And Dirk said, "I would not sit out in a playoff game with an illness." And obviously they poked the sleeping giant, and Nowitzki went crazy in that series.
Dirk Nowitzki was 50, 40, 90 in his MVP season against
as a big.
Okay, I just lost it. Against the Warriors in his MVP season, instead of 50, 40, 90, he's 38, 21, and 84. Bruh.
I'm thinking
second leading scorer behind
as
Josh Howard.
Thinking of it, he's one of the first shooting bigs ever in the game. That's kind of where I see it at. Like, not only accolades but also impacting the NBA. And Dirk is he introduced that.
He definitely impacted. He impacted the game. 100%.
Yeah, so I can understand Giannis being ahead of Dirk.
Yeah,
but,
but no, you got to give him. He's gonna give us respect for it. No, for sure. And he wiped up a African thing too. You know what I'm saying?
Giannis did.
Yeah, I mean, he did the. And you're forgetting about when he did that little shot.
Dirk loves him some black women.
Yes,
yeah, he did that one shot, that one little shot that he does where he gets the ball and does that one-legged fadeaway. That's a signature move.
Legendary.
That's signature.
Curry as like the 3-point shooting, like,
and then he turns around like that's the same thing.
I see.
Yeah, and I mean,
same type of thing.
He's got a big accomplishments.
Yeah,
he's got accomplishments. I mean, for Nowitzki's career, he walked off in Dallas, even though he retired. I keep saying to him, he's a Maverick legend. You got to respect his career overall. Some people don't really respect him because, like, on Christmas Day, the Lakers are playing the Mavericks, and they're like, why are they going to give him a statue? Why are you going to be a hater of Nowitzki? My dad was like, why are you going to give him a statue? He didn't do anything. Yes, he did. He won a championship. And I keep telling him, he has his jersey hung up in the rafters, too. No one's going to wear his number. Nowitzki is a Maverick was a complete Dallas Maverick for life. Even though the Mavericks were bad when they rebuilt it, but he still is the corner. He still is the franchise player, and he's forever a Hall of Famer in Dallas. And this year, he's getting his jersey. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Nowitzki is a Hall of Famer.
I have a question. So you know how, like, with the league and like today, like it's kind of new, right? Do you think we're gonna have one person that's like one star that sticks at a team throughout his whole career and basically, you know what I mean? Like
Giannis.
I think Giannis is the only person, bro. Giannis and maybe Luka.
No, Luka's better now.
I don't think he's gonna leave.
Luka might
leave. That's just gonna crash and burn.
He's not gonna leave.
I can definitely see it. Giannis has the recipe for him to like just chill over there, though. Like,
yeah.
Some players have never done. I mean, with the NBA, there's like the only player that stayed with their team is Udonis Haslem and Giannis. Like everybody and Bradley Beal. Like everybody else has flip flopped around the league so much.
Yeah.
And
you forgot
Dame is too. Dame is the only loyal guy.
Yeah.
Bro, me just texted the chat said postseason all that matters. Russ has been really good from what I hear. Make the play first, then we can talk. All right.
I don't think that's going to be.
He said, make the play in first, then we can talk.
I think that's going to be interesting to see how this play-in tournament is going to determine who's in the playoffs and who's out of the playoffs. Because Lakers overall, when LeBron gets back,
dude, we're making.
You're not going to see them.
Bro. I'm not worrying at all. The Thunder game was a nice confidence boost.
And I've already told people that are Phoenix Suns fans, I don't think you want to see us. I don't think you want to see them in the playoffs.
We're a mismatch for a lot of teams,
bro. Because I don't like Phoenix Suns fans because I still make fun of them. I still make fun of Phoenix Suns fans because I keep on telling them, hey, you guys play Dallas on Sunday. And I remember last year, you guys lost to them in an embarrassing fashion in Game 7. And I'm still going to keep on bringing that over their head, saying, even though you guys still got Durant, I'm still laughing at you. You guys are not going to beat Dallas. You're not going to beat Milwaukee. You're not going to beat all the good teams. You guys are going to lose in the playoffs again.
Are the Suns happy favorites?
Now that I think of it,
no, I'm not a Suns fan.
The Suns look pretty good.
They're the favorite.
Even though they got Durant.
Wait, you said the Suns aren't heavy favorites?
I'm asking, are they?
Yes.
Even though you guys got Durant, I don't think they're going to have – they're not – even though they got KD, I still do not think – that they're going to be making it that far. They can make it far in the playoffs, but if it's playing against Boston or if you're playing against Boston or Dallas or Golden State, there's going to be a challenge for them because they got rid of most of their depth to get Durant. You get rid of Cam Johnson, you get rid of Jay Crowder, you get rid of Mikal Bridges, and you get rid of Dario Saric for nothing.
They did lose.
You're still going to
I hear him.
And you still got a bench of just Biyombo and a few other bench players. I don't think that they're going to make it that far.
Really?
Now they're going to make it far. They're going to make it far just alone because
in case of injury, in case someone gets hurt or something, or if something doesn't work, you don't have a bench that's going to help at all. Even though they got Damian Lee and they got a few other bench players,
you rotate.
They need to do that.
All you need is a D-book or a KD on the floor. That's
really
I agree. But
so if you rotate,
sometimes
it depends. Can campaign be campaign again? Like
I don't
instead of him dancing like what on the bench.
Dude, he's falling off. Campaign could be a prime campaign. It wouldn't matter. But
I do like campaign, but he needs to quit doing that little. Like there's isn't Cameron Payne that danced? Yeah, we know who Cameron Payne is with Russell Westbrook in those videos.
Pre-game handshakes.
Yeah, I loved him. I loved him back then.
Bro, remember the clip of LeBron talking to him, talking to him?
Yes, bro. I hated him.
I
hate him just because of that alone, bro. Like, bro, you had one game where you started wigging. You think now all of a sudden you can talk to the boss?
You was just sitting at home.
You can talk to the boss. Man. What's wrong with you,
bro? Dude, LeBron said you was just sitting at home like
That's so
crazy. You was a free agent just yesterday, bro.
Yeah, campaign. I mean, Campaign has had a up and down career playing for like the Thunder, the Bulls. He was with Cleveland for a bit, and
it's crazy how he turned his career around.
Yeah, and then when he went to Phoenix, he actually said, I watched a video talking about the Phoenix Suns, and there's a thing called the breakthrough. He was saying, I was sitting at home when the bubble was about to happen, and no team called me. One team called and said, we're not going to sign you, and then I get a call from Monty, and I look over at the bench, and I see it's some of my Oklahoma City Thunder people that I'm accustomed to seeing. It's my staff. So when he was in the bubble, he actually said that was a great time for me because I was out of the league and I turned things around. And with Phoenix, I think that was a great shot for him because he was this close to being out of the league and not being in the NBA anymore. But that's the bigger question is with the standings, even though Boston and Milwaukee are neck and neck and they're fighting for that number 1 seed, do you think that's going to be an Eastern Conference Finals preview? The Bucks and the Celtics.
Yeah,
for sure.
They're by far the best teams in the conference.
Yeah, no.
And then we have Boston, in the West.
Boston owns Philly. So if Philly wants to do something with Boston, they just can't.
And then, of course, we got the Western Conference.
Like that, but okay.
I think Denver's going to be.
It just makes me so mad because
you can't beat Boston.
I really feel like Celtics right now. Celtics should be garbage. They lost their coach, bro. Like they should be trash right now, bro.
They lost Udoka for nothing.
They're a final contender team, I guess,
That's a good franchise, bro.
They're a good team. I mean, I'm surprised.
Yeah, Jalen.
I'm surprised to see
show
him.
your organizational structure, bro.
I'm surprised to see Mazzulla takes over, and then Udoka gets suspended. Mazzulla's now the coach. Udoka is no longer in contact with the team. Where do you think with this situation with Udoka? Where do you think he should go? Even though he's not coaching in Boston and he's unemployed, obviously.
I told you last show, bro. They need grown man. They need that grown man in Houston, bro.
I think the Rockets should
AU locker room together.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Rockets should. The Rockets should hire Udoka because I hear this a lot from my buddies saying the Rockets should hire Udoka as their coach. I agree. They should fire at the end of the season or in a few weeks when the season's over, when the playoffs happen. The Rockets should just say to Stephen Silas, "Listen, you've not done a good job, so we're going to let you go." And then they're going to fire Stephen Silas, and then you add Udoka there. And you add a bunch of other coaching staff members.
The Rockets use that free agency money, sign a star, some nice role players, maybe convince Harden to come. Get Victor, sign a free agent, like experienced free agent, get a Doku. You can turn that team around, bro. You can turn that team, make that playing team.
Turn the dumpster fire. Just get rid of the dumpster fire. Because in Houston, people that are Rocket fans are saying it's a complete dumpster fire. We obviously have been so bad ever since James Harden left, and we need to get a good coach because at the end of the year, it's been ugly.
Is Harden a free agent, or would it have to be through a trade?
I don't know.
Free agency.
They do get Harden.
Free agency.
It's just that team dynamic sucks. I told you on the other show, Chris. Like they have two guards who don't make plays for anybody but themselves. Kevin Porter
and then they got Kevin Porter Jr. and he's a wild card.
Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green, they're both shot chuckers. They only go out there to get their bag. That's it. Like they'll average 20 points, but they'll take like 20 shots. Their efficiency is terrible.
Porter Jr. is a big story.
They all average like 3 assists. So like they don't pass anybody for real. They don't create shots for anybody else. Jabari Smith isn't terrible, but he's a little inefficient. I think he'd probably be better if he was on another team because Houston is not going to help you develop. You're not going to develop in a team dynamic like Houston.
I believe.
And Kevin Porter Jr.
to develop better.
KP.
Sengun's pretty good. He's a nice bright spot, but they don't use
They should build around him.
Offense around him.
Build their offense around Shamgoon. They should do that because in the Portland game, what you didn't see was Stephen Silas took him out of the game, took Shamgoon out, and he said, "Why'd you take Al Fram out of the game?" Because he wasn't getting up on Dame, he wasn't cutting in the paint. Because in one of the plays when Lillard was going to the hole, he didn't even stop him. Or no other Rocket player was stopping Dame. And Houston should think about just getting rid of half the bench guys. I mean, they got Kaminsky and they got Willie Cauley-Stein for some reason, and they got Boban, and they should just let those guys walk or waive a couple of guys and then add free agents. And with Kevin Porter Jr., he's a wild card. In Cleveland, I know that there's many Cat fans that say, "Oh, I think it was a good move to get rid of him." Let's not forget, he played well at USC. He had some issues, and then he had the legendary meltdown. If you don't know the story of what happened in Cleveland, he had some issues, but when they had the Harden trade,
he had some.
But in the Harden trade, I already mentioned this before in an old podcast, and I said he had a meltdown when the Cavaliers made the trade for Harden and the Rockets deal. When he returned for the first time at a game, after that game,
he's back.
When he had the issue, he went to the locker room. His locker was moved because of Taurean Prince. He was yelling at Kobe Altman. There was some food thrown. I don't know what the Cavaliers' deal is when they have food being thrown at people, but J.R. Smith threw tortilla soup at one of the coaches and got suspended. But he yelled, "Modern day slavery. You guys aren't playing me. I want to play right now." And they told him, "Go to your locker, get your stuff. You're not playing with us moving forward." And then they told the rest of the team he's not going to return. He is done with our team. We are going to either trade or waive him. They trade him to Houston. Things have not gone as planned with the Rockets, even though he's had a couple of good games.
Watch them play. Did you ever watch the Rockets play?
He's sick and tired of losing.
I can't turn.
He's sick and tired of losing. Like in a recent thing, he said, "I'm sick and tired of losing and sitting at home every year when the playoffs happen. And if things don't change soon, I want to be traded." And everybody said he's having fun in Houston. No, he had a meltdown in a game against Philadelphia. If you don't remember, last year he got into a screaming match with John Lucas during the Denver game, and instead of returning to the bench, he left the game. Like, he just gets in his car and just drives off, obviously, and he got suspended for a game for that. And then this season, he's been playing good basketball, but the only problem that he has is controlling his temper. I mean, that's the only issue Kevin Porter Jr. has with playing on that Rockets team and losing too. So hopefully they can change up their roster this year, and hopefully they just fire that coach, because it's not fun to be tanking to get Victor 13-49, 13 wins and 49 losses. And if they don't win tonight, and if they lose this game, I think they play today. I'm not sure. I don't think they played. They play tomorrow, and they have to play the Spurs, who's another losing team, the tanking game. If they lose that game, literally just fire the coach at the end of the year, or get Harden in the offseason.
All right, I want to talk about the Harden thing one more time before we go, because we're an hour in. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask the question one more time. Do we actually think James Harden is going to go to Houston?
No, I think so.
Honestly,
it's
a possibility.
I think so.
It's a possibility.
And it also depends on how deep Philly goes into the playoffs.
Because that's a good point. Because
who would Philly get in return right now? Like, I think he likes Philly.
I don't think they're going to make a trade, because the Rockets don't have good players to trade, except for I'm not going to say this if there's people that are Rocket fans out there. I'm not going to say that the team you're going to trade away potato chips, but if Harden comes back, they're not going to trade anybody. They're just going to waive a couple of guys or send them off to another team to create cap room to get him back, because that happens every year. Whenever a team is making a trade for a big star, they usually trade away a bunch of players, or they waive a bunch of guys to get that said player in a deal. So that's a possibility.
Why would James Harden even go to Houston, bro?
Yeah, and the other thing is,
it's a situation.
And the other thing is with Philly,
it's just comfortability with the organization.
And it's not the same Rockets team.
He's gonna have, like, basically that's his team, bro. Like, that's his team. But
it's not the same Rockets team. It's not the same. It's not the same Rockets team. There's no Chris Paul.
I'm so serious. I think Harden could go back to Houston right now and just. This is my.
But there's sacrifices that Harden made for this current Philly team that makes me that he might not go to the Rockets. He cut down on his expense.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like,
make space
for him to go back to Houston, bro. Like, I don't even think he can score the same way he used to, especially since he hasn't been doing it. It's like he hasn't had that load.
He can.
He doesn't have
to sacrifice.
He hasn't had that load on him in a minute. Like, he hasn't felt like he needs to. You know what I mean? I have to be the one that's out here scoring 30 to 40 a night or something like that. Like,
and it's not the same Rockets. It's not the same Rockets team. There's no PJ Tucker, no Chris Paul, no Mike D'Antoni out there. It's a bunch of young guys.
Because when Harden goes back, like you said, he might not, because he hasn't been in that position to do that offensive load, so he might not be able to do it again. And then also, it's like the team won't be built around Harden. The team in Houston in his first stint was built entirely around James Harden for him to flourish in that situation.
And no, it was Jeremy Lin.
It was built around James
Harden.
It
was Jeremy Lin. It was Jeremy Lin.
He had Mike D'Antoni too, pushing.
And he had Kevin McHale. He had Kevin McHale. Let's not forget, his first coach was Kevin McHale too. Let's not forget.
I'm just saying.
Mike D'Antoni was literally
Mike D'Antoni. There's no D'Antoni, and D'Antoni made that. D'Antoni made that system, which helped James Harden flourish. Yeah. So the team was built around him. The coach was built around him. So he had the coach and the team, and which helped Harden have some of the greatest offensive peaks in the regular season ever. I don't think James Harden could go to Houston again and do that.
I don't know if he can do it again. But I would say this, like, in terms of all right, so you know how he's a passer now. So he has a lot of, like, if he went to Houston, he has a lot of weapons he can work with. A lot of young cats that can score the ball and all that.
Yeah, but Houston would definitely use that playmaking though.
Yeah.
I think if he did go to Houston, they would be a playing team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just dumb. I don't want that to happen. He's good where he's at right now, and I think he likes Philly. Hopefully, bro. Hopefully, he just stays there. Because because
one big question about Philly. I got a bigger question about the Sixers. We're going to talk about the playoffs and the big possibility. If the Sixers do not do so well in the postseason, do you expect big changes to happen within the team and the coaching? Because we've seen it before where when they lost to Boston, they fired Brett Brown. And then when they lost to Atlanta, the Ben Simmons drama happened where Ben was not talking to the team.
Okay.
Do you think that Doc's job is on the hot seat?
Okay, it depends how they lose. Is this a Joel Embiid injury which takes them out of a series type loss, or is it they just underperform type
They
loss?
underperform.
It depends how they lose. If Joel Embiid gets hurt and they just lose, they just lose. But if they're all healthy and then they lose, it's going to look bad. So let's do the latter. So if they're all healthy and they lose, first of all, Doc Rivers gets fired the next morning.
Thank
you.
Gets fired the next morning.
Thank you.
He gets fired the next morning. Then you got to reevaluate who's playing bad. You probably got to re-up on the bench. You got to look and the two, you just got to dish Tobias Harris. Probably if they underperform the playoffs, it's going to be on Tobias Harris.
And the draft, they got the draft as well. They have draft picks because every year
I'd move Tobias Harris because I'd probably out of all the players on that team to underperform the playoffs, I'm probably thinking Tobias Harris will be that person.
He's going to be the one, bro. He's the person.
So not only would you have to get rid of Doc Rivers, you'd have to get rid of Tobias Harris. You try to move to trade him.
I agree.
Obviously, you still got to keep Embiid. You got to lock Embiid for life. That's an MVP.
And then Harden.
Let's say if Joel Embiid underperforms in the playoffs, you gotta still keep that MVP candidate on your team because where would your team be without him? And Harden, I'm not letting Harden walk. If Harden wants to go to Houston, I wouldn't let Harden walk. I would try to give Harden his money and try to keep him on the team because I think that Harden and Embiid duo is fine. That playmaking and additional scoring, I think it's fine. But yeah, you would have to blow, and you have to keep Maxey too. So Maxey and Embiid, Harden would still be on the team. But everyone else is up for grabs. You go start making trades and start signing free agents. Probably get another defensive piece, get a little bit better on the defensive end. Try to see who's on the market who can play 3 and D. But
I kind of do agree with that.
You can't ask Philly to blow it up. Like whoa.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, no.
Because it's not like the Cleveland situation when the Cavaliers beat Toronto and the Raptors literally just blew everything up.
No, they didn't blow it up. They just swapped DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard.
But they fired the coach. They fired.
Oh yes,
they fired Dwayne Casey.
That's what I said. Trade the bias, fire coach. That's it.
Yeah, and then get a bunch of draft picks too.
Because Toronto still had Lowry, they still had Van Vliet, they still had Siakam. They added Marc Gasol. Not only they didn't blow it up, they added Marc Gasol.
Gasol was a good trade. I thought that Marc Gasol move was so key, but except they're like, wait. They got rid of
Jakob Poeltl.
No, it was Valanciunas.
Yeah, and they
Valanciunas
too. It was Valanciunas.
Yeah, that was the one move that hurt. That was the one move that hurt him because I remember recently my buddy did an interview with Valanciunas talking about when you got traded from Toronto to Memphis, you were coming off an injury. And I broke my thumb in December, and that was the last game I played in a Raptors uniform. So when I was coming back, and when I was coming back in Atlanta, he got a call saying Toronto's going to trade you, and he's like, "Oh, they're trading you to Memphis, but you're not going by yourself. You're going with a couple other dudes." So when he got traded, he said it hurt, but it's a good opportunity for me to go there. But when they won the title, they didn't even give him a ring, even though he was on the team. They did they said, "So they didn't give you a ring?" No, they didn't give me, CJ, or DeLon a ring. And Greg is like, why did they? Some teams do that. When you get traded, don't you get a ring? No, they didn't give us rings. Like that's so strange that they didn't call you and say, "Hey, you're gonna get something because you were part of the team." But he's now in he's in New Orleans now, and he's saying we're trying to build for a playoff spot. The Pelicans are falling like a sinking ship a little bit right now.
Well, I think we had a good episode today. Talked about the state of the NBA. Not that many games really to talk about since there's only 4.
Yeah.
And try my hardest not to talk about the Lakers, but somebody had to bring it up. So
they're in a good position.
I wish I didn't have to talk about the Lakers every day, bro. I hate it. But
we're in a good position. We're in a good position. I mean, we got a couple more.
Game. We'll see tonight.
Yeah, tonight's the test. I think tonight's the real test.
The bummer is
tonight's game with a close eye.
I mean, the bummer is, dude, they don't have this game on. The game tonight's not on ESPN. That's the bummer. They have on League Pass. I mean, on ESPN, the game that they're going to show is the Nets and Celtics game. That's not a game. That's gonna be a blowout again for Brooklyn. The Brooklyn and Boston game. That's a blowout. It's not going to be a game.
Nutty team, Brooklyn Nets. We're an hour and 15 in. I think we talked about it.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the 18th episode of Casual Takes. Shout out to the guests today. We had some good conversations. Hopefully, the Lakers win. Lose.
Mm-hmm.
The season is over.
Thank
you guys for tuning in. attack in on Monday at 5. Yeah, peace.
Peace, guys.
Yeah,
Peace,
see you,
man.
man.